Have your attention, we're going to go ahead and get started. Our regular meeting of Charter City Council, Tuesday, May 7th, 2019 at 7 o'clock. Roll call, all council members are present. Pledge of allegiance will be done by Mayor Alvarado, invocation by Councilmember Givens. Let's all stand. Salute, ready, begin. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing. Bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day you've given us. Thank you for the opportunity to be here, continue to grow and help further the city that we have here. Lord, be with us in every decision that we make, every conversation that we have. We just ask for your peace and your presence. Thank you and love you. Amen.
Thank you, Councilmember Givens. Before we get approval of the agenda, did everyone get an agenda? They're right as you walk in on your left side. If anyone needs one, there's one right there. They're out there right there for you. So, may I get approval of the agenda, please?
I'll make that approval of the agenda.
So we have a motion by Councilmember Givens and second by Mayor Pro Tem Lopez.
Councilmember Givens.
Aye.
Lopez.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Prout. And Alvarado.
Yes. Okay, moving on to.
Do we need to amend that just to begin the
Oh, okay.
consent? Okay.
Okay. Moving on to public comments. This portion of, I'm sorry.
No, we're good. We're good. We'll handle the minute amendment at the beginning of the consent agenda. Apologies.
Moving on to public comments. This portion of the meeting is reserved for a person who wanted to address the council only on matters not listed on this agenda. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes unless additional time is needed for translations. Please state your name and your address for the record before making your presentation. Public comment is open. Okay, public comment is closed. Moving on to consent calendar.
Okay, I did have some adjustments or changes to the minutes, and they're on page 2 under council announcements and reports. You have the corrected copies in front of you. There's 3 of them. They're listed down at the bottom of that page. One of them refers to the very first one, March. It says March 19. Well, it's March 21st. And prior to the COG meeting, I attended and chaired the city selection committee meeting, and we reapproved or reappointed Wayne Clausen to the South San Joaquin Valley Pollution Control District Board, Advisory Board. And then on the 27th, I also attended the current economic development, strategic planning, and the vision of the future, and it was left out. And then the third one had to do with the next item. It says April 10th, it should be April 9th. I attended the current economic development symposium that was held prior to the actual symposium, which was a social event to also have all of the board members, the educators, as well as business people that attended prior to the symposium. So those are the corrections.
Okay, may I get a motion for the corrections?
I move that.
Second.
So we have a motion by Councilmember Prout and second by Councilmember Givens.
Councilmember Givens.
Aye.
Lopez.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Prout.
Yes.
And Alvarado.
Yes. Now, may I get approval? May I get approval for the consent calendar as corrected? Yes, correct. Sure.
I'll make a motion to approve consent calendar as corrected. Second.
So we have a motion by Councilmember Givens and second by Mayor Pro Tem Lopez.
Councilmember Givens.
Aye.
Lopez.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Prout.
Yes.
And Alvarado.
Yes, okay, consent calendar. First item on there is the approval of general checks for April 19th and April 21st and May 2nd. Number 2, the approval of payroll for April 22nd and April 30th. Number 3 is the approval of the minutes of April 16th and April 22. And number 4 is the approval of the resolution of commendation of the Cinco de Mayo Grand Marshal Diana route and Brandy route. Number 5 is the approval of special event permit of the Lennar Corporation Movie in the Park, Light Park, July 20th, 2019. Number 6 is the adopt of resolution 2650, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Shafter, California, determining the amount of annual billing on the unpaid assessment for assessment district number 92-1, which is North Park, North Shafter Assessment District. Number 7, accept the dedication for street and public utility purposes from Juan and Elena Hernandez within assessors parcel number 091-280-03, subject to review and approval by the city engineer, and authorize the city engineer to record said dedication. Number 8 is authorize the city engineer or public works director to award up to $15,000 to M.H. Wolf and Associate Environmental Consultant, Inc. to perform a biological survey and assessment services for the Southeast Shafter Sewer Extension Construction Project. Number 9, accept the proposal service received to cover survey services work for the 2019 Street and Alley Improvement Project, and authorize the city engineer to issue a professional service agreement for said survey services and Diversified Project Services International, Inc. in the amount of $14,100, and authorize budgetary authority for up to $20,000 to the city engineer and said survey services. And number 10, approve and adopt the City of Shafter employee monthly pay schedule effective January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2019, revised May 1st, 2019. Okay. Any questions? None. See none? Moving on. Consent, council announcement and report. We'll start with Shad. I'm sorry, correction. Councilmember.
You don't have to correct that. At this time, no, I don't have
Oh,
to.
sorry.
I don't believe we approved it.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna ask the question, I thought we actually
Yes.
approved it before you read
Yeah.
We
it.
approved.
Correct.
We approved the amendment of the
Okay,
readings, and
so-
then we approved consent.
I got it.
Okay. All right.
And I have nothing to report this.
Go ahead.
Okay. Councilmember Prout.
Okay, yes, I had several events that came up this last 2 weeks or so. Is that we attended, or a couple of us attended the GAF reopening and included a ribbon cutting, and they're very excited about reopening and being part of Shafter community and partnering with us. Also, there were quite a few things I attended in the mayor's position for KernCog this last month, and I have some materials here to pass on to staff, but I also wanted to point out that every month we get a timeline that shows what's necessary in the city. And for May, it's Bike Awareness Month and a Clean Air Month. So those are 2 topics that we should all be concerned about and watching for our area, not just in Shafter, but everywhere. Also, I think it's good to know that they are currently starting to publish what's going on in projects for our area, and they always, every third month, they come out with an update or progress report. And I wanted to mention that the city of Shafter with Wasco, we did complete all of the ADA curb and ramps, if you remember, that we had going on here through the city of Shafter on Highway 43. And also, another project was, that's worthy of mention for everybody, is the 46 that has the expressway going from up to 4 lanes, to widen 4 lanes out on 46 past Lost Hills up to I-5, I-5. That's really coming along, and they expect that to complete in December of 2020, which makes that drive to the coast much better. Also, they encouraged us to attend the KTF, which is Current Transportation Foundation. And it was held on May the 1st, and I believe our staff did attend, and I think probably will report on the logistics as well as present and future transportation needs that was discussed there that could affect us with our rail and whatever. So that's a good one. Also, what's worthy is, this is something to watch. They are now starting a pilot project with DET out of Bakersfield for a micro-transit. And it works different than what our transit is here, but they're hoping that it will only be for 6 months, and they're hoping that it will pick up in other ways where they could pick me up at my house and they can take me somewhere, or pick me up wherever, take me somewhere. It costs $3.50 for one way, and there's no transfers. It's just a direct transportation to someplace. There's 5 vehicles offered. There's 8 passengers on each vehicle, and right now I could be transported, and this is only in some of the zones in Bakersfield. It doesn't include us, where they could pick me up, take me over to the airport bus area, and then the airport bus people will refund my fare of $3.50, and then I get to get on the bus to go down south. So there's some advantages if you're in the zones in Bakersfield that are going to do this, that will cut down on passenger vehicles out on the road, that will allow you to ride on mass transit. So something to watch for the future. Okay, another one was we just finished with all the cities a triennial performance audit for our transportation and transit vans. And I think it's really exciting and important to note that Shafter was the only clean city. Did you know that?
I did.
Yes. And so it was pointed out specifically, and so it makes you feel good knowing that we have repeatedly had a clean audit, and whereas these other cities are having to watch quite a few different elements in it. And I can tell you briefly, there are 5. One is a compliance requirement, a follow-up of prior recommendations, an analysis of internal goal setting and strategic planning efforts. Another one is a review of the regional transportation functions and activities, and findings and recommendations. So it shows that our staff and our system out here is working very well to be the only city that's definitely scoring very well in that place. I believe that's all I had for COG. Okay, then we as a city council did meet with the planning commission and discuss the environmental justice element, which is part of our general plan. These are some new laws that's being required by the state. Also attended the State Farm open house. It was featured in our press, and I thought attended it. That one was good there. Another fun project that happened in Shafter that Jamie was able to cover too was the Rebuilding Together. And I wasn't familiar with that project until I received a notice to attend it for the Barraza family. And they identify veterans, and were you out there too later? They identify families that can have some things done inside the home or outside the home, and it really benefits not just them, but it benefits the community. It's been happening now for many years, and it was a good thing that our city was recognized, or our families were recognized. Also that same day, which was on Saturday, was a community cleanup, and I was participating with the Rotary group. There were lots of other groups from the city that were present. We were assigned areas to go out and pick up, and I thought it was well attended and worked out very well. Also attended an oath of office for a community correctional officer, Joseph Gutierrez, joined our CCF. Then we traveled to Ridgecrest on the 29th of April for a Kern Cities Association meeting, and they told us about their planning for the future. We had our first budget session on May the 2nd, and I believe we're going to be continuing tonight as well as next week. Also, another exciting project was an AP breakfast, advanced placement for our high school students. There were about 280 students that attended, and I helped serve the breakfast with a caterer and another member. And we got to listen to a speaker from previous years. I believe it was 2005, wasn't it? Elias. Yes, an outstanding student even when he was in school. He was outstanding in sports, he was outstanding in academics, and also well received by all the students. And he is a chemist. He's in the graduate program. He has an excellent way with the students, and he was excellent one to present to our students, and they were really listening to what he had to say about his experience, high school, and then the different levels of college that he's gone through. And then, of course, we ended with parade and park activities for Cinco de Mayo last weekend, which I thought was well attended and didn't seem to have any issues and problems, and people had a good time. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Garcia.
No, I just want to add, the young man, did he go to Harvard, that boy?
Yes, he's there now.
He's there now, yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, but he's been in other places before he got there, and he's totally excited about his position, and really gave inspiration to a lot of the students that were there.
Yeah, that's neat. And the Cinco de Mayo, I saw it on Facebook, looked like it turned out pretty good. I mean, I think they said that was there a bull that got a little out of control?
Not in my place.
Someone said that the bull backed up, but I don't know.
But I didn't see any, and I didn't hear about it. Did you?
Okay.
No.
Yes, there was a bull.
Okay.
There was a bull, but I don't know about it.
Oh, no, it wasn't the bull, it was a horse. How about a horse? No?
There was horses there
Okay.
too.
We saw bulls.
All right, well, thank God our police department was there, so. No, but other than that, that's all. I just heard good things about it.
Mayor Pro Tem.
On April 27th, they had the large bulk item drop off and community cleanup as well. That was scheduled on a Saturday. I believe American Refuge, they did it along with Lions Class Club. They're the ones who put it together. It's pretty neat to see that many people come out there and unite, to beautify our community. Quite a bit of people, I believe. Ms. Proud was there as well. Mayor was there, and amongst a lot of city staff. Went to Ricky Barada's house after that and witnessed Mr. Martinez. Mr. Martinez's name, the one that represents that veterans group that
Rebuilding together.
yeah, rebuilding together. Very, very amazing. Having Ricky be a hometown, to me, he's a hometown hero. I never even knew his house was there. It's amazing to see that kid grew up where he did, and that's awesome to see all those people come together and help his mom's house out. On April 29th, we went to the KCAC meeting in Ridgecrest. Never been there before. It's a very interesting city, very clean. But as well, what interests me the most was speaking to other city council members there and speaking to their future issues they're going to have with water, such as water, to provide to the community. It's actually kind of scary for them. Thank God we're not in that situation here. But it's pretty interesting to see what they're going to do in order to meet the needs of the community. May 3rd, I went to the Chapter High AP breakfast along with Ms. Prout, and it's very interesting. I never knew that many kids were involved in advanced placement classes at Chapter High School. I thought it was pretty neat. One of the speakers were amazing. The community college gentleman, I can't remember his name, from Delano, he was there, gave a good speech. I gave a speech as well, but not nowhere near what these gentlemen did. It was amazing seeing, just hearing him speak, especially Laz Picasso. Wow, what an amazing story. Amazing story. That kid can just be like somebody else and live in the community and nobody would know, but went through Cal State University, UC Santa Barbara, then went to UCLA, graduated with his doctorates, and now he's at Harvard. That's amazing. And he is a chemist and he wants to work to better certain things. He was telling us, the way he speaks is amazing. It's very inspiring. He's 10 years younger than me, but man, he's an inspiration. But it's pretty neat to be there. And then Cinco de Mayo, which was on May 4th, that was a good turnout, very good turnout. See all the community come out and they just celebrate being together. That's all. To me, that's what it's about: being together and celebrating culture. It's pretty neat. I think it's grown. I think it's grown because now it's taking the whole park, not just 3/4 of the park. It's the entire park now. And I think the route worked out pretty well as well. Everybody seemed pretty happy. I got no complaints. That's all I got.
All right, thank you. Pretty much I'll echo what everyone here has said, but I just want to highlight a couple things here. One is the city cleanup day, which you've all heard already, on Saturday on the 27th. I just want to say to the community and to the city, to the staff, and everybody who made this possible, thank you for all your teamwork, city staff, thank you for your teamwork, Mike, for being part of this, and the community has been part of this, and all the service clubs and members. Because it wasn't for you, this wouldn't be possible, and I just want to say thank you, because that just shows that We do care about our community. We do want to make our community look nice and clean. So again, I just want to say thank you for everyone that was able to participate to make this possible. Thank you. Also, I just want to single out the Cinco de Mayo event, the parade and the event at the park. It was a good turnout, good event. And again, I just want to thank everybody who took part to make it possible. I know the police department was there. Thank you, Chief, you and your staff that was out there protecting and helping and serving the community. And again, I just want to thank the community that's not here tonight, but I just want to let them know that appreciate what they do for our community. And I know it's not easy to create or to be a chairperson of a big event like that. So again, that just brings something different to our community, and I think everybody, like Mayor Pro Tem says, that it's time just to go out and fellowship and get to know your neighbor. The one other thing I just want to point out here on May 4th, on this 22nd, we had a council and planning meeting, and like Councilmember Proud said, is it was discussed about SB 1000 and AB 617 and SB 743 and about clean, opportunities in these grants here or in these bills. There's one that Councilmember Prout pointed out, and there's going to be an opportunity for expand. I'm not 100% sure how this is going to work, but maybe a city manager could explain a little more about the opportunity for physical activities and healthy activities, lifestyle, expanding parks, pedestrian trails, bicycle facilities, and stuff like that. So maybe it's something we could look into and try to, if there's opportunity to get some funding for some bike paths or be good for our community. So that's about all I have, and so we'll go ahead and move on. And we're moving on to city manager comments and reports.
Sure. Honorable Mayor and members of the Shafter City Council. A number of items coming up. Top of the list is just a reminder, I'll be out starting noon tomorrow for the remainder of the week, just on some vacation time. And then again next week, be attending former city manager Wade McKinney's retirement. He's having a recognition down in Indian Wells, and I'll be attending that Wednesday night. So I'll be out a portion of next week as well. Coming up, items, Job Fest this Thursday over at the Shafter Youth Center, starting at 9 a.m. That's always a big draw and a good chance for local employers to talk to folks from Shafter. Next Monday night, AB 617 Steering Committee meeting at the Vets Hall, 6 o'clock. Our budget workshop will take place next Tuesday, May 14th. We've got some play that's being hosted at the Ford Theater, and it's associated with the Colors Committee, but it's a separate group. It's the theater club from Bakersfield College, and that will be 15th through 18th. And I've forgotten the name of the play, but it's a little different. Normally they do a Shakespeare piece, but this one will be a little different. PERNCOG meeting coming up on Thursday, May 16th. Coffee with the Cop. The next installment will be held May 18th at Veterans Park at 7 a.m. Followed by Shafter Animal Shelter Vaccination and License Clinic held at Mantle Park at 9 a.m. And then back to Veterans Park for the ribbon cutting at the new memorial that's there on the corner of Los Angeles and Shine. So that ought to be a great event. We have a lot of folks invited to attend that. May 20th, the next Mayors and Managers meeting at the EOC building in Bakersfield, 11:30 a.m. And then Saturday the 25th, for those that would like to attend, the Memorial Day service is held at the Bakersfield National Cemetery. And then final announcement on that would be May 27th, the city staff will recognize Memorial Day, and City Hall will be closed on Monday the 27th. This time of year, we get busy with high school graduation or all school graduations. So the council has appreciated in the past when we kind of round up those dates just as a reminder. So if you're needing to attend some of these, get your pencils ready. Tuesday the 28th is Rio Bravo Greeley. Wednesday, the 29th is Shafter High at the football field. Thursday, the 30th is Richland Junior High. Thursday, the 30th also is Buttonwillow School. And then Friday, the 31st is Maple School graduation. And that will be held at the Park Place facility. And lastly, I know he hates it when I do it, but we once again this year received the GFOA award for excellence on our CAFR for our comprehensive financial report. And that's 99% Mr. Zervis effort, and it's always good for him to get recognized. He really does a great job. And I don't know how many years in a row this is, but it's a lot. And so I want to recognize him and the work he does for us.
Thank you. I will say that it's not 99% need. A lot of people have their hands on the financials and the work that goes into that. So it's really a lot of staff, primarily the staff in the finance department, but really staff throughout the city that contribute different ways. So yeah, it's not, but thank you. I will pass that along.
Thank you. And that's all I have.
Shafter's not doing any specific Memorial Day service?
You know, I believe they will have their traditional event out at the
Yes, I think
cemetery.
Chief is speaking.
But Chief, do you have
On the
the
27th?
time on that?
I don't have a really,
I think it's 10 o'clock, isn't it?
let's see. Again, that's on the 27th, or is that on the same 25th? That's
So, no, is that here in the cemetery?
Uh-huh.
I'll probably get back with Kent Underwood.
Let's check. Let's see.
Yeah, if I double check.
Yeah, I appreciate you pointing that out.
Thank you.
I'll get the information, we'll pass that along.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to public hearing. And the first item on there is tentative track 7346.
Mayor, members of the Shafter City Council. Lennar Homes of California is proposing tentative tract number 7346, which would subdivide approximately 92 acres into 300 single-family residential lots, ranging in size from 5,000 square feet to 12,342 square feet in size. This map is proposed right in the center of a map your council approved last year, a tentative tract number 7332. And that map provided 2 public parks and a 14-acre school site. And so this map kind of finishes off that area, and it's proposed right in the center. The Planning Commission reviewed the map on April 9th and is recommending your council's approval. The map is consistent with the Gossamer Grove specific plan. One of the comments we received from North Kern Water Storage District is they requested that project fence the eastern portion of the project adjacent to Lerdo Canal. So there's a condition in the approval that would require a 6-foot high chain link fence along that portion of the project. This is a public hearing, and staff is requesting that you find the project is exempt from CEQA and adopt resolution number 2648, which would approve tentative tract number 7346. And Mayor, Jim Bromley with Lennar is here today if you have any questions about the project. Thank you.
Thank you. So public comment on the item of tentative track 7346 is open now. Anyone wish to come up, speak for it or against it? Okay, seeing none, public comment is closed. Now, council, any questions? Comments?
Tentative track 7332, you said this is in the middle of that entire track?
That's correct. If you would look at exhibit, we didn't have
We're looking at exhibit 1.
Yeah, so we're looking at exhibit 1, and 7332 is adjacent on the west side, all the way over to Gossamer Grove Boulevard, and swings around the bottom of it. And there's where the about an 8-acre park site and the 14-acre school site is on the bottom. And then adjacent to the east, on the east side of Community Drive, is a map she approved in, I believe it was 2017, 7319, 7319.
So that's just what I'm not seeing. I just wanted to make sure, I was wondering why the gap was there, but those are previous track maps that were.
They've already been
Yeah,
approved.
just wanted to make sure on that.
They just haven't been recorded yet, and that's why they're not showing up on the area yet.
I haven't been down that way for a while, but the Gossamer Grove Boulevard is fully functional now.
Up to, I believe it's Cottonwood Creek, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do they have an anticipation on completion?
I know they would like to get that thing recorded in the very near future, yes. Same with 7332, they're working on recording the first phases of 7319 and 7314 right now. So you'll be seeing those final maps in the very near future, so we can start selling homes at that location.
Housing's a big deal here, well, in California in general, but we definitely use this. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions from council?
I have one, just,
Okay.
there was a chain link fence, correct? Is that, I heard a chain link
Yes.
fence.
Councilmember Garcia, it's all the way to the east side of the project, and it's required right next to Lerdo Canal. And that's to prevent, this lot that's on the east is a fairly large lot, they're not proposing any development on it right now, it's just proposed as part of this map. And the idea is to prevent any children from that development running across that field and going into the canal.
Sure.
And so the same condition was applied to the maps to the south, so essentially that canal will be fenced
Okay.
for all this portion of the track maps that have been approved.
Now, is there houses near the canal?
Not right now, no, there's not any adjacent to it right now, in the Gossamer Grove specific plan. But ultimately, when 7319 in particular is developed, there will be some homes fairly close to it.
Okay.
So that's why the fence is needed.
Yeah, the only thing I question, I mean, I don't question, I'm just wondering and asking this, because the person that developed their nice homes at the other side of the Shaft Drive tennis courts, really nice, $400,000 houses, 380. If you look at the last house that was built there, there's a chain link fence there. It looks really ugly because the sump is visible, and you can see right through it. And like the builder, I guess he forgot to put a brick wall. Would have looked nice to put, because, the actual kid, a little boy can be in the front yard, and then there's a chain link fence. You see weeds and everything. It looks just doesn't look finished. So that's all. That's what I was asking. But
And if I could point out, the chain link fence is temporary.
sure.
When the development does reach that point, the chain link fence will be replaced with a masonry wall.
That's great. Appreciate it very much.
You're talking about that salt that's by the baseball field,
Yeah.
where the ball's going to?
Yeah, and then there's that house, I don't live there, but I feel sorry for the guy, because he has to look at that every morning,
All right, again? Okay,
I'll make a recommendation that council receive public testimony on the project, find the project is exempt from CEQA pursuant to California Government Code 65457, and adopt resolution 2648, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Shafter approving tentative tract number 7346 as depicted in attachment A.
A second.
so we have a motion by Givens, Councilmember Givens, and a second by Councilmember Prout.
Councilmember Givens.
Aye.
Lopez.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Prout. And Alvarado.
Yes. All right, moving on to the manager's report. First one on there is corporation yard updates / site improvement budget to Global Properties.
Yes, Honorable Mayor and members of the Shafter City Council, before you, this is an item that we discussed briefly during our budget meeting as well. With the acquisition of the Global property, there will be a number of different improvements in several categories, and you see those in your report here, including furniture, new fencing, and some improvements. One of the buildings that will be occupied there currently does not have restroom facilities in it, so we'll be adding those, as well as some more pricey items like a backup generator for power and whatnot. So the staff has assembled this list of required items and tasks that need to be completed by department, as well as items for the general site itself. And the total estimate, now this estimate includes a 20% contingency. Because we put the estimates together quickly, we have a rather large contingency in there. I expect that we'll come in well under this budget, but nonetheless, to move forward, we're requesting a total of $794,000 to complete all of those improvements. If you have questions, I'm glad to discuss those. The acquisition of the equipment and the improvements to the building are included in the capital improvement program under project number 1023. If there are any questions about that, glad to answer those.
Thank you. Any questions, council?
Are you gonna have to put any of these out to bid?
Yes, and there will be an item at your meeting next week to deal with that. At our budget meeting. We're going to add an item to that. So there are 3 categories under our normal procurement rules. We have items that can just be purchased without any kind of special bidding process, and those can be approved by myself. There are 14 items that are above our no bid limit, but below, within our informal bidding guidelines. And then there are 3 items that are in our formal bidding category. Those will come to you as individual, those 3 will come to you as individual items. The other 14 that are in between, next week we'll look at those in detail and we'll talk about those. What I'd like to do is get approval from council to do our informal bidding process, which includes receiving or asking for 3 quotes, preparing those, and then issuing the purchase order at that time. And I'll be asking for approval in that group of items rather than bringing them back to you one at a time. And that's primarily just to make sure we can move forward more quickly than going through the process for each individual item.
Are any of those items gonna hold us moving in and starting to use the facility?
Yes, several of them are part of the critical path, the restrooms being one, some of the other electrical work that has to be done ahead of time, and extending the city network to the building. Those all have to be completed. And 2 of those are in that middle tier where we'll need to get informal quotes.
Okay, so this will stop us from using this facility rather quickly?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So there is work that we're completing now that falls underneath that limit of just labor type, staff labor work that's being done today. But these other items need your monetary approval for the project itself, for the dollar cap, but then also approval for the staff to procure the items in the informal bidding category. Does that make sense?
Okay, anyone else? Okay.
Make a motion the council find the subject as exempt from CEQA and authorize a budget amendment in the amount of $795,000 for general fund reserves to fund the necessary purchases and associated expenses.
Second.
So we have a motion by Councilmember Givens, second by Mayor Pro Tem Lopez.
Councilmember Givens.
Aye.
Lopez.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Prout.
Yes.
And Alvarado.
Yes. Moving on to automatic target system.
Yes, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council. The Police Department has identified a need to upgrade our ability to train officers by implementing and utilizing an automatic targeting system. The new system would better prepare our officers by presenting them with training scenarios that are a little more dynamic than they currently have. Officers are currently utilizing stationary wooden stands with paper targets for qualifications and training. The officers will enhance their shooting accuracy and decision-making abilities while utilizing the new system. The quoted price from each company below didn't include a price for site preparation, and I worked with staff and we came up with $10,000, an estimate of $10,000 in order to site prep before we implement the system. First quote that we got was from Action Target, and it was for $30,000 $460. And the quote which we're recommending we go with is from Advanced Training Systems for $25,486.67. The fiscal impact is, the city has a current balance in our Public Safety Realignment Fund of $233,844. And staff is recommending or proposing that we fund this project with that funding source. This acquisition was not included in the 18-19 annual operating budget, so an appropriate budget amount to cover the purchase, shipping, installation, and sales tax would be $38,000. The following budget amendment will be needed to appropriate the funds for this purchase, and that would be the $38,000 transferred out of the supplemental law enforcement fund into the general fund and ultimately into the police machinery and equipment key for $38,000. So it's recommended that council authorize the chief of police to purchase the ATS targeting system for $25,486.67 plus shipping, sales tax, and facilitate the site prep for $10,000 and approve the related budget amendment described.
Thank you. Any questions from council?
Just to confirm, this isn't coming out of general fund, this is coming out of the AB.
Correct.
That's my question.
Just want to make sure. Even though I know it says it wasn't budgeted for technically. Right, good.
Anyone else? Chief, is this something like dirty area when it comes out and?
That's exactly what it is.
All right.
To begin to be the person to use it, that's what I'm going for now.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that council find the proposed activity is not subject to CEQA, authorize the chief of police to purchase the ATS target system for $25,486.67 plus shipping and sales tax, and facilitate the site preparation for approximately $10,000 through the related budget amendment described herein.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion by Councilman Givens and a second by
It's
Councilman.
okay, it's a rough round.
Proud.
Councilmember Givens.
Aye.
Lopez.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Proud.
Yes.
And Alvarado.
Yes. Okay, moving on to number 3, addendum for revised Garlic Company processing facility land application system project.
Honorable mayors, members of the Shafter City Council, in 2014, your council adopted a negative declaration for the Garlic Company and Grimway Enterprises Processing Facility Land Application Systems Project, which would pipe their discharge from their 2 facilities down. The plan was to pipe it down Zerker Road, and then it would go to their respective spreading grounds. And for the Garlic Company, they have a 99-acre site that's about a mile south of their existing facility on the east side of Zerker. And Grimway was planning to take their discharge to the North Kern Water Storage District recharge basin and apply it there. And they're located on essentially the west side of Zerker Road. Since that time, the Garlic Company has been able to obtain a pipeline easement from the Dart brothers, and now the pipe would go directly south of their existing facility to that 99-acre site, directly south through farm roads. So they wouldn't need to go down Zerker Road anymore. And since that time, Grimway is not pursuing their particular processing facility project anymore. So right now, it's just the Garlic Company, and what they're going to do is they're going to pump water from the 99-acre site, pump it up to the existing facility for their wash water, then mix that wash water and they're going to relocate the basin up at the facility itself, put the wash water in there, then take the wash water back down to the 99-acre site and mix it with the clean water in a 50,000 gallon tank, and then irrigate that 99 acres with for alfalfa, and that'll be their spreading facility. So that's the change. They've significantly reduced the project and its proposal, and to get their waste discharge permit from the Water Quality Control Board, they need the CEQA addendum to proceed with their permits.
Okay, thank you.
And so staff is recommending that the council find the addendum to the original adopted negative declaration has been prepared for the revised Garlic Company project, and adopt resolution number 2649, adopting addendum number 1 to the negative declaration adopted for the Garlic Company and Greenway Enterprises Processing Facility Land Application Systems Project for a revised Garlic Company Processing Facility Land Application Project in compliance with SEQA. And Mayor, John Lyos with the Garlic Company is here tonight, and Mike Sowers with Cascade Earth Sciences. He's the technician that prepared all the technical reports for the addendum. They're here tonight if you have any questions regarding the project. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from council?
So the old neg deck is still valid, which is the
Still,
pending.
that's correct.
No, it's there, okay.
Yeah, it's, adopted negative declaration still applies to both projects. And since there was a minor change to the Garlic Company's original approval, it requires that addendum.
A change for the better.
Yeah, and it's a reduced project, so they reduced it significantly, so it's a minor change to the original adopted negative declaration. And so there's less impacts on emissions regarding the pipeline, constructing the pipeline and all that.
Very nice.
Who is the gentleman out here?
So this, Mike Sowers is right there on the left, and John Lyos is right behind Jim Gromley, right there.
Well, just thank you for bringing that, to Shafter and employing a lot of people here. Really appreciate it very much.
No, we're thankful for the community.
Thank you.
Well, Mayor, there is no public hearing for this, for the addendum, so it's just adopting the addendum.
Okay, any other questions from council?
No, sir.
Okay, seeing none,
Make a motion that council find an addendum to the original adopted negative declaration has been prepared for the revised Garlic Company project, and adopt resolution 2649, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Shafter adopting addendum number 1 to the negative declaration adopted for the Garlic Company and Greenway Enterprises Incorporated Processing Facility Land Application Systems Project, or a revised Garlic Company Processing Facility Land Application System Project in compliance with the California Environmental Quality Act and state CEQA guidelines.
second. So we have a motion by Councilmember Givens and second by Councilmember Prout.
Councilmember Givens,
Aye.
Lopez,
Yes.
Garcia,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes.
and Alvarado.
Yes. And moving on to departments, comments, and reports.
Yes, Honorable Mayor, members of the Shafter City Council, speaking on behalf of Public Works, I wanted to talk about some programs and projects going on right now. For water conservation, we haven't talked about that in a while. For the months of March and April, we used 17% less water compared to the pre-drought 2013 era. So we're off to a good start going into this summer with the responsible water use. Looking ahead, staff plans on being pretty aggressive with converting our last flat rate water customers to meter customers to stay ahead of the, or make sure we're completed before the 2025 deadline to have the city fully metered. So the purchases and contract work that we have in mind will all be reflected in the next year's budget that's proposed to you. Moving on to water treatment, I wanted to address what the news coverage you might have seen or heard about Friday or Saturday, whenever it aired. But 17 News was following up on a public notice that we sent out to our water customers in response to continued TCP detections in our water supply. We're not unique. I mean, we have many cities up and down the valley have TCP in their water, and they have to send public notices as directed by the state. So fortunately for Shafter, our treatment systems are funded, are substantially complete, and the operation and maintenance of those facilities have been factored into the rate plans that the council approved moving forward. So overall, I think the news spot covered that accurately, and it was a pretty positive reflection on the community's proactiveness when it comes to TCP treatment. So moving on to park projects, the basketball courts replacements at Rodriguez starting today. Unfortunately, with that half-court option underneath the lights, we have to look into relocating an electrical box that adjacent to that lighting pole, so that might take a little extra help from an electrician to kind of make sure we do that safely. So you'll at least have the basketball hoops, the original 2, replaced this week. And with Veterans Park, the city manager previously mentioned the dedication plan for May 18th at 10 a.m. We have a slot on the agenda for council participation, so please let me or the city clerk know if you're able to attend. We'd love to have you there and say a few words to the gathering. And then we did order a monument or park name sign that we plan on placing in front of the memorial at the corner of Schneid in Los Angeles. It came in at about $4,100. It'll be a heavy-duty concrete sign. It'll have a colored Shafter logo, and it'll have coloring around it that complements our logo as well. So if that goes over pretty well, we might talk to you about funding future monument signs at other parks. Moving on to street projects, the second phase of the Laredo median hardscape improvements is wrapping up. We're talking internally among staff about how to continue that work moving forward in the next fiscal year. So if you have any thoughts or suggestions, please feel free to talk to me or the city manager. We have a residential street project out to bid right now. This was covered in your strategic planning session. We're going to improve portions of Poso, Pine, plus cover some alleys in the process. And finally, we're looking, you might have seen some activity on James Street. We're anticipating a new street light installations, which is going to require some new conduits, and we're going to install conduits on the outside of the pavement area. So that'll kind of give us a clear path to work on the sidewalks and the pavement. We hope to have that out to bid this summer.
What streets are those?
James Street, oh, the residential project?
No, the last one that you talked about, is it just, which block you're in?
James, the phase that we're going to complete
Is it all the
is going to
way?
be between Laredo and Central.
That's what I thought, okay.
For the work happening in Pozo and Munzer, do you have an anticipation on the start?
If it's out to bid now, I don't see why it couldn't start mid to late July.
Okay. And then the alley up WAN, I have residents asking about start of the water meter. I think I'm being told that area is getting him the meters as well.
If it hasn't, it'll get here at some point, but I don't know where it is on the priority list.
Okay.
I think the first stage and what we're looking to do next is purchase technology to enable us to read the meters a little more efficiently with, specifically we're installing towers at City Hall and throughout the community that will enable us to communicate with the meters without having to do the drive-by system that we're doing now. So that's going to be on our agenda, and then also we'll tackle the hours as well.
They received the letters. They were just curious if there was a more solid date on when that was coming in.
They received notices? Okay, I'll get that.
It was kind of a range of May to June.
Okay.
End of May, beginning of May to end of June.
Okay. I can get that to you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
I just want to say that those water, they look really nice, the tanks, you know, really good job, clean.
Carbon filters?
Carbon filters, but, you know, I've been like just at McFarland, I don't know why I went there, but I think I went to that Taco Bell off the freeway, and I drove it through their town in Delano as well, and are they not, they're not ahead of us, right, Michael? Because I don't see them doing it. I mean, ours, I think we're ahead of the game, would you say?
For a small city, we're definitely ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Bakersfield has the benefit of a pretty corporate type of water company that's really aggressively tackling this. But we were actively installing the systems before Bakersfield started. In fact, some of their engineers have asked us for input on what to do, what not to do with treatment systems. But smaller cities up and down the valley are struggling with this. Unfortunately, we have only TCP to contend with. Places like Delano, places further north, they're just recovering from the arsenic dilemma. So now they got to deal with this. So it's understandable that they're having a challenge.
Of course, they didn't have funding for it either, they didn't vet any funding, right?
Numerous agencies are in line to get settlement funding like we
They
did.
are, but we got ours early, yeah.
We were like second of the amongst the communities that were participated in that lawsuit.
Okay. Manager, anything?
I don't have any additional announcements.
Okay, before we adjourn, I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and being here with us. So may we get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. So we have a motion by Councilmember Givens and second by Mayor Pro Tem. All in favor?
All right.
Okay, we're adjourned.